Your overall thoughts on the game today?
Overall, we got beat up on the boards and missed a lot of free throws that we really needed. And they out-hustled us on a couple plays. They could have kept us in the game, but we didn't.
As a returner, how do you feel that the team is coming along just from now, or from the beginning of the year till now?
Yeah, well, it's only 3 of us returning, and we saw new faces. I mean, we're still getting used to each other, and I feel like we're working hard, and we're getting better every day. And every day you see progress, and that's all we can ask for right now. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
We have to keep working hard, and results will show.
Sure. Where do you see like the main areas for improvement for your team?
Main areas right now, we have to continue to battle hard and rebound it. We can't keep beating our rebound, and that's what coach emphasizes. We gotta want to be tough.
Yeah.
And then we gotta continue to play defense. I mean, we're gonna score, but we gotta continue to play defense because defense wins games and defense wins championships.
Sure. As I was saying, were there the times where you seemed to click better? I could tell it just kind of flipped back into their favor pretty quickly.
Yeah. With that, we just gotta find a way to dig out of those, and it's all about fighting grit. You gotta want it more than the other team. And we're still trying to get there. And as I said, we're seeing progress every time, but we just gotta get back in the lab and then practice and just keep working hard.
Sure. And then, I mean, Lewis is a very aggressive team. Did you feel like you had, you don't know if you can answer, did you feel like you had a hard time keeping up with that, or do you think it was more of just an execution kind of thing that was the difficult part?
Well, Lewis, they're a good team, and they're used to each other. They're a very experienced team. So I think experience kind of got us at that point just because they're so used to each other and the chemistry is already there. I mean, these are my brothers, and we got a great relationship off the court. But the chemistry on the court is getting better, and we just got to keep progressing in that.
Sure.
And once that clicks, chemistry is one of the most important things. And then executing. Coach always talks about executing. Execute, especially when you go against good teams. You have to execute what the coach has planned out.
Sure. And then, what's your focus going into, I mean, you have off until after Thanksgiving. What's your focus going into the beginning of GLIAC play? You can take it.
The focus for the whole team basically is just to stay in shape and just get better. We just got to work way harder. We came very close with a good team, so we improving. We can't let go and just back down. We just got to keep going.
Of course, you're still in the building stages of having such a new and young team, but how did you feel about the overall play tonight?
Well, I mean, we did some good things, and I think that's the thing about this preseason. A lot of games we've played, we've done some good things, but we haven't really had a chance to really play a full 40 minutes. That's the only thing that we're striving for. This game, we came out flat and just didn't play very well for whatever reason. Can't tell you why. If I would, I'd be a rich man. But so now we get down, and now we have to continue to really just try to work twice as hard to get back in. And I thought after about that 12-minute mark, I thought we did a very good job for the rest of the game of kind of sticking around and playing at a pretty high level. The free throws, the game has changed. We have to adjust to it. There's an awful lot of fouls that were called today. It was ridiculous. But we also shot 2 of 10 from the free throw line in the first half. When you're getting to the foul line that much and you're only 2 of 10, that's hurting you in a big way. And that certainly, if we say, for instance, we can go 75% because a couple more front ends and one-on-ones, we got a chance to be very close to being tied or right there at halftime. But again, you have to talk about progress. I mean, the past couple of years, this team Northern has played Lewis, and I think they lost by about 40 2 years ago and about 40 the last year. I mean, this is a good basketball team. They actually beat a Loyola, a Division I, by about 14 points, and also took care of a couple of very close games with, I think Northwestern and DePaul. So I mean, they're an experienced team. They have almost their whole team back from last year's squad that almost made the NCAA tournament, and I think it's probably a team that has a great chance of getting there this year.
Yeah.
So that's your measuring stick too that you have to see. We're trying to figure that part of it out.
Sure.
And I think for our guys that they have to have the patience to be able to get to the point where they keep on working hard and understanding that the results will come, but the process is still in the beginning stages.
And I mean, I know that the chemistry might not be there yet on the court. Do you think that by now some of the nerves have gone away that might have been there?
Well, I think so. I certainly saw that a little bit in the first couple of games that we played. They're getting to that point. The chemistry has to happen, and then just learning how to defend, how to play against a really good team, and what you got to do. And that's the whole thing. Learning, like we talked a lot in scout and film and everything else. Hey, listen, you have to watch, make sure you don't get back cut. Well, the first 3 plays of the game, what happens when we get back cut? That's finding and figuring out how to execute what we want in the game plan, and that will come in time, I think.
Sure. Lewis had a very aggressive style of play. Do you think that Northern had a difficult time keeping up with that, or do you think they're kept up and maybe just didn't execute?
Well, I think a little bit of both. I mean, that's the one thing you're going to find through the course of the year. It's the same thing with the Southwest Minnesota game. We're playing against teams that have juniors and seniors that have played 60, 80 games of college basketball, and we're putting out freshmen and sophomores that have never played.
Yeah.
And even when you're a junior college player, it's just such a different level of basketball. So yeah, that physical presence and aggressive style. I mean, they were the physical team in the beginning of that game, and again, hopefully you do that enough and you get to figure it out. And that's where I was encouraged, because I thought we did a way better job, like on the offensive glass, for instance, right? Of being proactive and getting there and trying to get baskets that way. I mean, we out-rebounded them, and you have to take in consideration that they probably, their defensive rebounds, there was probably 10 of them that were just from missing a free throw and them getting the rebound on that. So, that's good news for us, and again, those are the types of aggressive style of play that we have to be able to do.
Sure. Do you have further comments on the amount of fouls that there were? And I mean, it wasn't just Northern; it was definitely both teams were in double digits.
It was both teams. I mean, I don't know, what was there, 56 fouls called today?
They stopped counting after they hit 10 on the scoreboard.
I'm pretty sure it was 56. It's an NCAA mandate. It's what they want to have happen.
Yeah.
The officials are, they're asking the officials to call it like that. So as a coach, you got to adjust how you're gonna have your teams play.
Sure.
I mean, because you got to take advantage of it. So I mean, it's funny. In the second half, we pretty much abandon a lot of what we do and just high screen and drive to the basket as fast as you can and get fouled. I mean, it's crazy. It's my opinion. It's not good for basketball.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that everyone sees the light of what has to happen, because this is not healthy for the sport. But I guess the thing is right now we need to adjust just like everybody else.
Yeah. Seems to take away some of that aggressive style for teams.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Having only 3 returners this year, especially Terry Nash being the top point scorer today, how important is it to have him out on the court?
Well, I think it helps, but that's the funny thing about Terry too. You got to remember is that Terry's played in about 3 college basketball games.
Yeah.
He redshirted his first year. He got injured 3 games in, so he really doesn't have a whole lot of experience either.
Yeah.
So I mean, Terry has been great. He's a hard worker, and when we have him in practice, he's a very vocal person that tries to get everybody to play hard and emulate what he does, and that's great. But again, if you watch the game today and watch him play, and even this week, he has an awful lot of things. He's not really a veteran. He's been here for 2 years, but he really still has a lot of learning to do as far as how to play.
Yeah, yeah. And at this point, having this preseason that you've had, do you feel prepared for conference play beginning after Thanksgiving?
That's a good question. I mean, I think you have to play the games. I'm happy that we got some time to practice again. We basically just played five games in 10 days, which I think was really good for us.
Yeah.
Because that you learn a lot by playing and watching the film of how you play and what you do. So it'll be good to have practice. And again, now, you know, the league season's upon us. I mean, it's 22 games.
Yeah.
You know, I think, and I told the guys after this game, I mean, it probably doesn't see, you probably can't see as much on the floor, but we made huge strides from where we were October 15th to right now. I mean, we're way better. And, you know, they have to keep on believing and buying in, because, man, if we can keep that pace going, you know, by the time we get to January, hopefully we're continuing to play better basketball and get to that point where, again, we just get a feel for where we got to go from there.
Sure.